Your coworker smells like ass. How do you handle this? How do you approach human resources? Shay, you want to go first?
So I have a real life situation when that happened. So when I was working for the solar company in Chicago, real quick, I was the manager for the office. And there was this dude, right, who was he was training in my office, but he was hired to work in a different one. And everybody who was in my office would start coming up to me saying, like, yo, he smells like he shit his straws. And I'm like, okay, y'all are being OD. This is a bit much. And they're like, nah. So at the end of the day, it's like I go by him and I'm trying to help him with something on the computer, and I just get this whiff, and then my face just becomes like, oh, hell no. Nah. So I legitimately had my admin, who is this like older black lady. I was like, you got to handle this for me, right? And I had her handle this for me. I was like, you need to tell him. So she went and got him some deodorant, and she was like, you got to make sure you wipe properly, because she straight up told him that. And then we sent him to the office that he was supposed to be at. He ended up getting fired not too long later for that and other reasons. But yeah, I had a real life experience where like he legitimately smelled like shit, because I'm pretty sure he did not wipe after he shit.
She literally taught him how to wipe his butt.
Basically.
She said, spread the cheeks, get the tissue.
Because here's the thing, right? That smell is either
that's sign language for front to back, by the way.
You're not wiping properly, like, or you crap your pants. So like it's clearly and obvious, because it wasn't just bad BO. It was like, oh, doo-doo. That's fecal matter. That's doo-doo, right? That's straight up doo-doo. So yeah, I straight up told her, I was like, you got to handle this for me.
CJ,
you might have smoked a lot of weed, because some weed smells like poop too.
Why would anyone smoke?
I don't know about that.
I used to work at Kinko's. This dude came in super duper high, and he smelled like poop every single time. And it was a particular strand of weed that makes you smell like poop.
Nah, he just stink. That dude just stink. I smoke a lot of weed myself, and that dude just stink.
But you know the weed I'm talking about, that doo-doo weed.
No. Never heard of it. Never go smoke it. I don't even think it exists.
It exists. I promise it exists.
So CJ, how would you deal with this situation?
Well, when you're the man, you do what you want. And that's how I handled the situation. I counseled the young man. So real life situation, I'm in the middle of Iraq, Mosul, Iraq. And every platoon, every company, they have a doo-doo boy, if you want to call him that. The stinky kid, the guy that smells bad. And this kid, he would always go, hey, I need new uniforms, right? And I'm like, why do you need new uniforms all the time? And I didn't understand. I didn't get it until one day we did an inspection. We get to his locker, open up the locker, and all the smells that you can think of. Because it wasn't just the uniform, it was the drawers too, all right? And remember, Mosul, Iraq, it gets stupid hot. It's like when you feel the breeze, it feels like when you open up an oven trying to get cookies, the cookie breeze. It hits your face just like this. Wow. That's how hot it is out there in Mosul, Iraq, right? And so we open up his locker, his storage area, from top to bottom. It is filled with clothing. And you know what this clothing was? It was hard. It was stiff, like a rock, from all the sweat and all the nastiness, all the dookie stain, you name it. His socks were hard. Not in the weird socks hard thing. It was hot from the sweat from his feet. And it smelled so bad, and his battle buddy had complained about it, so we had to do something about it. So we forced him to wash all his clothes. He had a counseling, and we said, if you don't abide by these rules, we will be forced to have UCMJ action because you disobeyed a lawful order from a commissioned officer in the United States. So was he going to get put out? No, but the threat was there. The threat was definitely there, and he smelled really bad. And it got to a point where he was just doing weird stuff too. Like there was a stray dog. He washed the stray dog, in the shower, but refused to wash his butt with the dog or without the dog. He rather have the dog be clean than himself, and I thought that was weird. But boom,
And this is who we have fighting for our freedom.
absolutely.
No wonder we losing.
Absolutely.
Wow.
No, this was 2011. This guy, he got himself together. He's married now. He's actually a decent dude, but some people just ain't raised to wash clothes and wash their butts daily. Daily. You hear that, guys? Daily. You gotta wash your butt daily. So I don't think washing is a capable, like, have anything to do with fire weapons. You know, like, it's if I got shot, I wouldn't be like, wait, stop, don't pick me up because you smell funny. No, I said, come get me, right? But
100%.
I think today
I don't need to be my last breath. Be some
Your
steak.
ass.
And you will change your mind quickly and say, please save me. I don't think that's the cause of what's going on with the Army today or the military today. I think that's a totally different story. I think it deals with privilege and entitlement. But stinkiness, I don't think that has anything. But he smelled bad. I gave him counseling, and he squared himself away, though, ultimately.
Well, I'm going to have to save us from this conversation and move to the next topic, which is red flags in dating. And let's see. A friend of mine from high school, a very close friend of mine, she bumped into another friend of hers from high school, and he was going through rehab. So after he was in the rehab program, so they were just friends, nothing more than that. But at some point he said, hey, we should make a go at it.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I do believe in second chances, but you're essentially dating a crackhead. Isn't that the biggest red flag we can have? And what other red flags do you run from? CJ, you want to take that first?
Red flags you run from if she says, you don't take me to the cheesecake factory on the first date. Hey, run. That's the very first one.
Oh, I disagree. I agreed with that.
Yeah.
I don't go to the Cheesecake Factory.
I don't go to Cheesecake Factory anyway, but I think that's one. But all jokes aside, if she doesn't meet you mentally, physically, and spiritually, she's not a good match for you, period. You know, you just got to take your money, hold it up to the light, and make sure it has a good watermark on there, right? If she's meeting any of those, like, you can figure out everything else, but if she's not smart enough, you're not going to enjoy yourself. If she's not pretty enough, or he, and not pretty enough, you're not going to enjoy yourself. And, you know, the spiritual wise, if one person's a Muslim, other one's a Christian, one's an atheist, another one's not, one's a flat earther and one's a round earther, you know, you're just not going to get along. So those are my rates. I'm a simple man. I'm a very simple man. And that's kind of how I dealt with my wife. Like a mentally, physically, and spiritually, we met all right there. And we've just figured out as we go. If she smokes and you don't smoke, she ain't going to quit. Even if you're like, oh, I'll put a ring on it. Nope, she ain't going to quit. She's going to quit because she wants to, or he wants to, not because you asked them to. So if they already have deal breakers on the front end, like Cheesecake Factory, being a crackhead, hey, just leave it alone.
So flat earthers and round earthers, they're not compatible?
Yeah, flat earthers is a red flag for me. It's a hard no. That's a hard no.
Think so. And I think it's definitely a red flag if you're a round earther.
That's a hard no.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard no. I'm not saying that you can't believe in it or anything like that. You believe what you want to. You know, some people still believe in Santa Claus, right? But it's just an argument just for the sake of arguing. Because if someone proves to me that the Earth is flat, how does that change my life? It doesn't. It doesn't at all. So why?
Shake, what red flags do you have?
She has kids, right? I'm not trying to deal with everything that comes with that. Right? I'm not trying to deal. Yeah, I'm not trying to pick up a starter family. I'm not trying to pick up a starter
family.
Yeah,
I was not a starter family. It's a booster pack.
And what
you want to bring it to Pokemon?
Like,
I don't need to deal with that. That's shit. Oprah don't have kids.
But what if Oprah did have kids?
What if
Beyonce divorced Jay-Z?
I might get. I mean, I'm not getting the money.
You might.
No. These women are smart. They realize they've been taking money from men way too long to women with money to not give anything, right? The kids, I'm not trying to deal with that. Kids is messy because let's hit a situation with kids, right? Either you get attached and the relationship over, Now you out of kids. You shelled out all this money raising somebody else's kids, right? Right? That situation. Like, I'm not saying, like, that's for me personally. If you are with somebody and you picked up someone else's kids, that's different strokes for different folks. But me, I'm not trying to deal with that. Then
in
you
my
have
house, we serve the
baby
Lord.
father.
Yeah, I got you.
And I didn't say we serve the Lord. Just no kids.
No kids.
Like, because I'm not trying to deal with your baby mom, your baby father, and stuff like that. I'm not trying to put hands on this dude, right? Because he's coming in my crib, like. Then
but
like,
she has kids, you already know she fornicates.
Or like, no, because sometimes they be like, oh, they don't want to give it up. I'm like, what you mean? You already done gave it up to somebody else. So like, it should be like, like, how does this work? How you gonna close the door after someone else done got through, right? Like, at least let me through, right? You can close it after. Right? So that's what's one. Is she terrible with money? Are they terrible with money? Like, terrible
I'll
with
give
money?
you that.
That's a red flag. That's a massive red flag. That means you have to have separate bank accounts, right? You have to be able to separate yourself.
What constitutes bad with money?
Are they in debt, and what is their debt? Right? Like, what is their debt? Is it student loan debt? Also, what is that student loan debt? What did they go to school for? What are their prospects? Right? Because just because you went to school, took out debt, if you got some art history major, I'm like, oh, right, we could, like, this ain't long term. Because, like, what you doing with this? Right? Right? Because why? No, any financial analyst worth their salt would tell you don't get married, right? So why would you willfully walk into a relationship with someone who can't handle their own, right? To then create a family, to have something for 18 years that can't provide for itself. So now you have to shell out more money with somebody who doesn't know how to use,
What you gonna take?
doesn't understand financial responsibility.
Crackhead, art major, or
those gonna lose your money.
No kids. You got to date one. You got to marry one. You got to kill one.
God.
So
I'm killing the crackhead, or they gonna kill you. They gonna smoke you out.
No. Hear me out. I think you date the crackhead. Because it depends on how bad like, what level of crackhead she is. You're thinking like Pookie from New Jack City crackhead.
He's thinking
you're thinking Whitney. Like, I'm thinking like she smokes rock once a week, right? Just to cut the edge, right? It could be a lot of fun. It's no long-term prospect, right? Just like, you know how some people at the end of the week they smoke a joint, right? Just like, damn, it's a long work week. She just
I'm gonna smoke this crack.
Right? It could be a lot of fun. I think you marry the one with kids, right? Because I believe that kids are fundamentally given a better chance of opportunity in a two-parent household, right?
Fair.
As opposed to a single mom or a single father, right? I'm not saying they can't raise a kid well, but they have better chance of opportunity. Because personally, I believe, and it's surprising, because all statistics say that two men are better off raising a kid than anything else, right? A kid has the best chance with two men raising them. Better chance of opportunity because they usually have more money. That's a separate conversation. So I think you marry the one with the kids. I think you kill it. What was the other option? I think you kill off the other one.
Marry, and date. Well, kill, marry, date, and sex is the same thing. Kill, marry.
So I was dating the crackhead.
Okay.
Marrying the one with the kids, and I'm killing I can't remember what the last one was.
The
third option. What was your? The art major. Yeah, you're useless. You're useless and in debt, right? Because I'm actually doing you and your family a service, right? Because it's student loan debt. You can't declare bankruptcy, right? You can't get out from that. So right. I'm doing that person a favor.
But she can draw you naked.
All right. We got to move to the next topic. I can take a photo
if I want to see myself naked. I'm fat. Do I want to see myself drawn naked?
I just want to be drawn
photos of myself. I gotta stay butt naked for 4 hours while someone draws me? Oh, hell no. Next topic.
All right, we got to move to the next topic, which is true or false. Now, with true or false, we ask the host, do they think this particular topic, this particular subject matter is true or false? So our first one, we're going to start with CJ. Ivanka Trump asked to pause the New York fraud trial, saying the testimony is during the school week, which creates an undue hardship for her getting her kids to school. True or false?
Man, that sounds very blonde hair, blue eyes of her. Um, I'm I'm
What's that
I'm,
mean, sir?
I'm she's she in Karen mode. Karen
Oh, okay,
mode.
that's what that means.
Yeah, she definitely in Karen mode. There's other ways to say Karen without because Karen is the new bad word these days. They equate the K word to the N word. That's what word on the street is. Man, I want to say it's true so bad, but I believe that one is false because there is no way that she's prioritizing her kids over the trial that so many people have to be a part of. There's no way.
All right, Shake, what do you think? True or false?
I think it's true. Why not? If you can get her, because she was compelled to testify, so if she can just get pushed back a week, why not? Like they'll try anything in court. They have tried anything, yelling at the judge, anything. So why not? People do it all the time. Act like their kids mean something, right? Thank God I was a judge. I'd be like, F them kids.
Did you say
They
Yeah,
can
act?
watch
Donald,
this.
Okay.
Donald Trump doesn't
I know
care
what I'd
about
say if I was a judge. I'd say, yo, guess what? You know what? You know what's good for them kids? A life and lesson. They can watch your granddaddy get sent to jail. Have them come to court instead of school. I'll write them a pass. I'll write them a note.
Hey,
Judge Gunn.
they
Okay.
granddaddy a jerk anyway. Did you hear what he said? He said, "Can my son go to jail on my behalf because we share the same name?" And they said, "No, you can't do that." He said, "Well, I wouldn't have named him that if I couldn't do it."
And I
He's a jerk.
believe that. I believe he would say that. But this particular article is true. Ivanka Trump's attorney argued that she will face undue hardship if forced to testify, in part because she is scheduled to appear in the middle of a school week.
Told you.
I got to give you points for that one. All right.
Okay,
I
our
don't know.
next true or false.
I know my white collar crime.
KFC is giving away free chicken to motivate black voters to go out and vote. If you have proof that you have voted, they will give you free chicken. Shake, true or false?
That's false because KFC knows that's illegal. You can't do that. You can't give a
Right.
prize for voting.
Actually,
Right.
you can, not for voting for a person, but for voting, yes, you can.
Oh, I thought it was you couldn't give us a prize for voting. Also, black people don't eat KFC. So now if it was like
Yeah.
Popeyes, I would be like, okay, understood. Churches, understood. Checkers, understood. Kennedy Fried Chicken, understood. JJ's Fish and Chicken, understood. Right? But KFC? When was the last time you saw a black person walk into a KFC? And me, it's probably like 12 years.
CJ, shut him up. True or false? KFC giving away free chicken to voters.
I'm for the sake of this game, I'm gonna be devil's advocate. I'm gonna say true because once you vote, they give you stickers. I'm motivated to go vote just for the sticker. All right. So if they're bribing me with stickers, it's not beneath them to bribe me with chicken. Period. So I'm gonna say this one's true. And KFC, if they are doing that, I will be the first in line to get that free chicken.
Oh, so you cooning. You literally clucking and jiving.
No shame. That's
You
how
like
I
that?
live. That's how I
Clucking
live,
and
man.
jiving.
I'm in the man's army.
Wow.
I am an
Wow.
officer in the United States Army. Yes, absolutely. I am going to get that chicken. It's free.
Just because you sold
Okay.
your body one time for
I'm
a
going to
college
sell it
degree
multiple times. I will sell
does
my
not
body
mean
to
you have to
everyone except for
continue to
Satan.
do it.
Okay,
Right?
so this is false.
Oh,
Thank
KFC
you.
is giving away free chicken. It happens to be on November 9th. It is something National Chicken Day or something like that. It just happens to fall in the same week of the vote. So some people
Wait, so
thought
they are giving out free chicken though.
they are giving out free chicken, but it's not for
But it's
voting.
not
So I
for that
can go
purpose.
get free chicken.
But people misconstrued what was going on and thought, well, somebody was trying to be funny, obviously,
It's
and
like
said that
half points.
I mean, they're not giving it away for voting. They're just giving it away because it's
Giving
National
away, and it just so
National
happens.
Fried Chicken Sandwich Day is on November 9th, and KFC is offering some incredible deals to help us enjoy the day. There we have it.
Deals or free chicken?
Wait,
Because
hold on,
I'll go to
hold on.
KFC, they'll give me free chicken. I don't like KFC. I'll
Deals
take
and free
chicken.
chicken.
So you just
Okay.
made a loophole for the whole United States, right? So for prostitution,
Oh
hey,
my
I was
God.
there for a good time, and it just so happened there was money on the table that he said I could have.
Okay, you bring that in court when they do a sting on you, and you get caught for soliciting a prostitute, right? And let's
$40.
see how that goes with.
How you get around? How you
$40.
get
So
around that? Also,
speaking of
You
say
deserve to
you
be
were
prostitution,
arrested
making
if you're going to do
we
porn.
are
that.
going to move to the
You will
last of the
not go
true
to
or
jail for
false.
making porn.
And the last one is Bay Area Ritz-Carlton sued after woman allegedly served semen-contaminated water. True or false,
How's she know?
CJ?
I'm gonna go with true on that one. I story time, real quick story.
Ah, what? Whoa!
Story time.
You want to continue? You have the floor.
I got so a family friend went to I want to say Jamaica. They had a hotel and they didn't tip well. I think that's what the deal was. They weren't tipping well. I don't know if they were rude or not, but they weren't tipping well. But you know, they were staying in the little villa and people would come in and wash their sheets and redo their stuff. And they didn't think nothing of it. And remember, this is the the 90s, the late 90s, early 2000s. So they thought nothing of it. So they get back home, develop the pictures, and the first picture they see is a lady with the toothbrush. The next picture is this lady putting down the toothbrush. The next picture is with the toothbrush in the pants, and the next picture is the toothbrush on the counter. So I don't push it past this whole situation here.
Oh,
Shake.
wow.
True or false, semen waters at Ritz-Carlton.
I guess my first question is, how she know? She
She
must
know what
really
it
know
tastes
that.
like. She married.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she knows what the taste of diluted semen tastes like. It's very. She's like,
She knows the texture.
you know what? This is not tap. This is not Poland Spring. Little coppery. Someone needs to hydrate more, right? So now this got to be fake. There's no way. Like, unless someone was caught beating their meat into the
Yo, you have what's that movie called
the
with the
water
blind
joint?
dude? The blind dude, he had a turkey baster basting women because he was trying to get a child. People do that type of weird stuff, man. That's what's yeah. There's a lot of
This is
weird
not
dudes
real.
out there, yo.
This is not real because now I'm confused. Like, unless you like turkey baster in it, that means you beating off into the water.
He's just like this. He's like,
so you just keep it in your pocket, like
just doing that.
like you just keep a jar of your own.
Did you get that visual? I hope you got that visual there.
Unfortunately, we did. So CJ, you have true. Shake, you have false.
That's false. That's false.
And it is true. A couple staying at the Ritz-Carlton in Washington. That's not in Washington State. They're from Washington State. They ordered water. The water got there in the middle of the night. The wife was drinking the water. She said it had a weird taste to it, to the point where she actually called the police because it was a very weird taste. They had the water tested. There was semen in the water. The Ritz-Carlton is not cooperating with the legal investigation for obvious reasons. But yeah, they're going to come out.
Well, they don't want people to think that they have semen water. Right? Because like, what the hell? Right? Imagine you pay $1,000, $1,500 a night, right, to unknowingly drink some other man's semen. Oh, hell no.
Okay, so it says the lawsuit alleges the visit began normally and the couple was properly greeted when they arrived for their stay. That night, the couple realized they were out of water. They ordered some water. A male employee arrived with 5 bottles of water. Nothing looked like it had been tampered with. The young lady woke up in the middle of the night and reached for the bottle. She knew something was wrong, alerted hotel security and management, and called the police. She said the texture of the water was off. She initially thought it was a chemical contamination before she started to suspect semen.
What? What? See, that's what I'm saying. That's what there it is, right there. That last sentence. Read that again, please. Read that
She
last
initially
sentence.
thought it was a chemical contamination before she started to suspect it was semen.
So she definitely did this. She definitely
She
snapped
knows.
twice. She said, "Yeah, that's not chemical."
First of all, right now, if you're the husband, right, you're confused because you're like, wait, well, how you know this much? Because I doubt that he's gonna blow her that often.
Oh my
They're
God.
married.
Before we
They're
lose
married. That sex is
any
not
potential
happening that well.
sponsors, I think we should move to the next topic. All right. So,
She ain't no spitter. She ain't no quitter either.
all right. Battle of the sexes. A young couple, early 20s, have been together for about 4 years. The young lady was working fast food while putting herself through college. She met a dude, no big deal. They became friends. The boyfriend wasn't concerned about it, and we lost shape. But we're going to continue. The girlfriend and the dude she worked with, she met this young man at the job. They went and got matching tattoos. So she comes home with a tattoo that says "Player 2." And her boyfriend was like, "You didn't tell me you were getting a tattoo." And she says, "Yeah, no big deal. Me and such got matching tattoos." He was like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah, his says Player 1, mine says Player 2. Do we have an... Oh my God, look at y'all. Do we have an issue with this?
No, I
Shay,
legitimately
you go
have Player
first.
2. That's the funny. I legitimately
so
have
you're
Player
the friend.
2.
I got matching tattoos.
No. So that one's for my sister has Player 1. I have an older sister. But so at first I didn't think it was weird, right? Because I have a matching tattoo with my female best friend. But the difference is, right? I was friends with her long before she met her now current fiance, right? Like, so they was dating. That's weird that they was dating. She became friends with this dude, and they decided to get a tattoo, and he's Player 1. Like, what you mean, homie? He is at the best. He should be Player 3, right? Like, he should be port 4. Like, don't even have his controller plugged in, like your little brother, right? Why is his controller plugged in? Where was his controller plugged in? That's why. Where was he plugging his port in? Right? He better not be on port 1, right? Or port 2, another port. He should be on another port. None of the ports, 1, 2, or 3. He should be there, right? So, like, if he was friends with her before they got together, I don't see the problem. They're friends, right? But she got it without him knowing, and they became friends after, and they're work friends.
Yeah, they met at work, working fast food.
Yeah, Yeah, that's a lot of time to smash the work
Very
friends.
suspicious.
Very suspicious.
All right, CJ, what's your take on this?
First off, if it was my wife, I would say, "Bitch, you got me messed up, man." I swear to God, man. I would definitely have a problem with that, because me and my wife. So for every year that me and my wife been married, we get a new heart. This green heart stands for when I was mobilized or whatever. But we get a new heart. So we got matching tattoos there, and I'm just like, no, if it's not me, it's just an extremely hard no. I think it's mad disrespectful. Now, if it was like her brother, or sister, sibling, a family member, I'd be like, okay, that's a family affair. But doing that with another person of the opposite sex, or some of you guys that are same sex, whatever the relationship situation is, I think that's very, very disrespectful to the person that you're dating or you're married to. There's no exception to the rule. Let me do this. I will say the way the military works when it comes to like the Army and the Marines, all your friends will get the same tattoo, but it's not one-on-one, right? It'd be like our platoon, we all jumped out of the same plane, so we're gonna get airborne wings with our company on it. Or I'm a Marine and we're gonna get demon dogs on our shoulder. That's one thing. But just to flat out be disrespectful and get Player 2, implying that your port, somebody else's port, has been plugged into you. I'm
blowing
not
your
on some
cartridge,
Andrew Tate stuff,
He-
but
blowing
that's
on
a
your
problem.
cartridge,
That is a
right?
problem.
Like,
Yeah,
because here's the
nobody's
thing,
gonna
right?
blow on
I've
that
had
cartridge
tattoos.
except for me. You know.
I have several tattoos. Depending where that tattoo is, like she might have had undressed. So first of all, you was undressing for the tattoo artist and home
Right.
and other
Yeah,
homies,
that's a good question.
right?
Where's this tattoo at, Icon?
hey,
Like,
hey, hey, this is a family show.
It,
No, it's
it,
not, but still.
see, see, see.
I'm not sure where
if
the
it was like a
tattoo is.
tramp stamp or the lower back, lower back, inner thigh, I'm like, come on now. If it's on the boob,
See,
big problems. On the forearm, I'll be upset, but it's not a bigger problem when it's in a place that is sacred to the relationship.
I will never get a tattoo of a relationship. That is to me that
I told
53% of
my wife,
marriages
no,
end. I don't want to pay for a cover up. And like
no,
Brooks, sorry you had to pay for that cover up.
I would tell my wife. I told my wife already. If anything happens between me and her, I'm gonna black out all the hearts, just like in Zelda when you die. I'm
Oh,
just gonna
that's
black
dope.
out all the hearts.
That's dope.
And that's just a reminder of what was. I'll never forget it.
See,
But
I
I
don't need to, I
That's
don't need
dope.
to,
that's gonna
I
happen.
don't need to look at my arm and be like, damn, I hate that bitch. I don't need to do all that.
Sometimes
Right?
it just be a good reminder of when the next woman comes up and she's like, "Hey, boo, hey, what's up?" I look at that, it's like, "Nah, I'm good. I can do it by myself."
All right. So, our next topic, all boobs matter. Do men really care about fake boobs? CJ, you're shaking your head. You want to go first?
Absolutely not. If she
Don't care about
paid
nothing.
for it, it's hers. It's
Don't care
that
about
simple.
nothing.
If she paid for it, it's hers. As a guy that dated a few women, don't tell my wife. My wife doesn't think I dated anybody before her. But I think that I have absolutely no problem if they look nice. They make them nice and even. Uh, some depending on which ones they get. If they get it under the muscle, it still feels nice. If they get it above the muscle, it's kind of hard or whatever. But I thoroughly enjoy them and I like looking at them. I am a boob guy. I mean, yeah, I like butts too, but I am a boob guy, and if it looks good in the shirt, I'm happy.
Shake, what's your take?
I think it goes beyond fake boobs. I think we don't give a damn, period. Whether it's fuzzy, it's not fuzzy, right? She put on a couple extra pounds. If we're given the opportunity, we're gonna do that. I learned that lesson very quickly. Very quickly, I was like, "Yo, I don't do this," and very quickly, I was like, "Well, guess I am doing this, right? I'm not gonna turn down what's in front of me off of some quote unquote moral high ground to come on therapy. This is a family show. I don't
Facts.
need to. I don't need to explain what fuzzy means, right? Right?
You don't care. You're
Right? So
daggone
like
right,
it's a little
man.
bit beyond fake
Like,
boobs. Like yeah,
like,
like we might have preferences, but unlike
right,
women, we're
exactly,
far quicker to bend our preferences when push comes to
exactly.
shove.
Boobs are
Yes,
boobs, man.
yeah. I'm talking about the bear. That's exactly what like Fuzzy the
So,
bear, right?
is
We don't care
there
if it's Fuzzy, a bald bear,
But I
right?
have
Like a
standards.
really hairy bear. We don't care.
I have standards for the realist. But if it looks nice, it's definitely a thumbs up. Whether it's braily, whether it's
Well, some gonna
smooth,
be a
whether it's
Braley.
saucers,
Oh,
it don't matter.
that's
I love
herpes,
it.
brother. Like, see, that's my
What?
problem. Like, I'll stop at Braley because that seems a little herpes to me.
I don't
No,
even
it's
know what
not. You
Braille
haven't seen
means.
braily boobies? Your little brails on the areola? Oh,
Okay, so all boobs matter. We everyone agrees all boobs matter.
I'm very inclusive.
Okay, when your flex is not a flex. All right, guys, we are going to watch a video and Shake and CJ, they're going to tell us what went wrong. So let's bring the video up. All right, let's go. Who wants to take this one first?
I mean, I'll go first. First of all, you doing the money you doing the money flex. You spreading the bills, right? With your window down, right? You deserve to have your money stolen. That's your first flex, right? And how you after you get your money stolen, she really didn't get up that fast to go get her money back, right? It was like she kind of just accepted it. Like, you got. I don't condone violence, but you got to spin the block. It's like
But
you gotta
I,
spin the block and spin again,
I,
right? You gotta get your money back, get your lick back.
yeah, but I think there's more to it than that, right? Who's around doing stuff like that with their window down? Like she's on a different. She's
Goofy.
just on another level of stupid, And then her door was locked,
Door locked, window
and so
down.
yeah, that doesn't make any sense, Nothing about that made any sense, She has the windows down and she has her COVID mask on. So it's like she's not a smart person anyway, right? Nothing about her is smart. She probably got a lot of, that's her whole check. She just did one of those things. And just
Stimmy.
none of it's smart,
Her stimmy
But I
money.
think it
She
starts
just
with
got
the
that
window
stimmy.
being down.
Yeah, that was a
Like,
bad
kudos to
flex.
the dude who snatched, because like he got it all. He
Right.
didn't miss a dollar bill. With one
Yeah.
quick move, he whoop,
He did it
whoop.
before. He grabbed from the
Yeah.
base. That was great technique. He didn't grab from the
Yeah,
top.
like
It's from the base.
he knew exactly. That is not his first robbery. Let's just say
No,
that.
it wasn't.
That is not his first, and probably not going to be his last, right? Because the way he just gave up, my man was gone, right?
Yeah.
You
She
say
knew
bolted
she
out of
lost.
there.
She knew she lost. Like she saw how fat. It's probably a crackhead. He took it. Just like it's one of those things with my kids. If my kids just do something really, really just messed up, you just like, you know what, you got it. Hey, like my youngest son, he'll flush the toilet and keep on flushing until the water flows over. It's like, bro, what are you doing? You know what? Hey, you got it. You got it. There's nothing I can do about it. I'll just watch it.
Too late now.
And that's exactly what she did. She knew she messed up.
Okay, quick question. Does anyone have any empathy for this young lady?
No. Why would I have?
I'm just asking because I don't. I
don't.
I think it was a good lesson to learn.
Yeah, it's a
the
great
Lord
lesson
can have sympathy for fools.
Yeah. Some
Jesus
things are
has
just
sympathy for
dumb,
them.
Like, why would you wear, red in a Crip neighborhood? That's dumb. Doesn't make sense.
Like, you flexing whatever money you have, right? With your car door lock, engine not running, window down. And clearly, let's just say a low socioeconomic area, right?
Yeah.
AKA the ghetto.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Where people hit licks on a regular basis on
Right.
fools sitting
Right.
there just like you. And not
Yes.
only are you doing this, you filming yourself.
Right.
You filmed yourself get robbed and you did nothing about it. That's why I said she got to spin the block, because like it's one thing you just
and she didn't have no gun. She wasn't loaded either. She wasn't strapped up. I don't feel sorry.
And again, we don't condone violence here. We're not condoning violence at all. But like, if you're going to be putting yourself in that type of situation, you got to be able to protect yourself at all times, right? Keep your head on a swivel, right? My man was in Iraq. He had his gun on him all the time, head on a swivel. He wasn't out there without his weapon.
I had it on me all the time.
Exactly. See, like, she didn't keep her head on a swivel.
Facts.
Next topic. We talk about someone who's just being dumb. I'm sorry. She's an idiot. Like, we know that.
All right. Yeah, next up, we have Do We Care? Cheerleaders, divorces, and Will Smith. Oh my. So for those who can't talk, for those who are new here, do we care? We introduce a subject. CJ and Shake will tell us if we should care. Our first subject. A former NBA cheerleader admits she slept with some of the team players. Shake, do we care?
See, I didn't care until some of the now current NBA Brooklyn Nets, say like, well, I was on like Mikal Bridges, who was traded to the Nets, says like I was on the Suns when this supposedly happened. So now people are doing the timeline of what starters were on the Brooklyn Nets when this allegedly happened. That's why I care, because like she didn't say like, oh, she slept with one. She said she slept with
Team.
multiple at
She
the
said,
team kind of at the same time, if I recall,
Yeah,
right?
she was playing ball.
Definitely. She was playing five-a-side. Well, she was definitely on
um,
the fast break. She was defending the fast break, 5-on-1
She was
fast break.
streaking.
oh, yes. Former Brooklyn Nets cheerleader revealed she had sexual relations with multiple Nets players last season.
Last
Oh, so it
season,
was
that's
just last
recent
season.
too.
Oh, so that doesn't matter as
So,
much.
yeah,
It's
so you
just
said
last
multiple.
season.
Yes. I thought I didn't.
No, but I thought it was. See, there's another story of this other chick from about 2 years ago, right? Where she tells very similar stories of the Phoenix Suns, but it's at the same time. So that's why I was like, oh,
Oh, they
these
run
because
it.
everybody knows NBA.
Choo-choo.
Yeah. Everybody knows NBA players. They get of athletes. They get the most busy. NBA players are known to get the most busy when it comes to
Mhm.
philandering and
Yeah,
laying seed around the world and country.
right.
All
Yeah.
right,
Like they
CJ,
Kevin
are
do we
Garnett
known.
said
care?
Carmelo Anthony's wife tastes like Cheerios.
Oh, I remember that one.
Mm,
But CJ, do we care that this cheerleader admits she slept with team players?
I think there's levels to it, right? I think overall the answer is no. I don't care. Wherever you want to lay, you want to lay. That's you just trying to get some attention, and some clout to get some new Instagram, TikTok followers. But the thing that we do need to be mindful and be watchful for is the protection of the players, right? Kobe Bryant was in this situation. There were several other men. Enzo Amore from WWE was in these situations where it started off as, "Hey, I'm getting ran through," and then it turned into, "I was, R-worded, sexually assaulted in these particular situations." So being mindful of what she is saying and was it consensual, where did it take place, how it took place. I think that's the really really important thing. But if she's saying it's consensual and she's bragging about this and saying she doesn't believe there should be this should be considered fraternizing, yeah, I don't care where you get hooked up at, but I do
I,
care how all that other stuff transpires.
pause real quick because that's something you just hit on the head. There is in just about every major sports teams in the contract of both cheerleaders and players an anti-fraternization
There is.
clause in their contract. Every single one, right?
There is.
Because
Yeah.
guess what? You have physically the most attractive men with physically around the most attractive women. What do
Yeah.
you think is going to start happening? They're going to start
Right.
bumping uglies, and it becomes a HR/workplace debacle. Now,
Yes.
how strongly those rules and clauses are enforced depends on your organization and your league. Clearly, it's not enforced very strongly with the Nets. She said she had several over the course of the year, right? It wasn't just like a one and done, right? This was like she knew where they live, right? She got the code to the garage code. She covered it at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lie?
I still don't think that's it. Like how many people slept with their coworkers before? How many people slept with their boss before? How many people have had
Ime Doka.
they were doing dirt
Oh,
where they
wow.
slept at. There's a lot of people that done that, and at the end of the day, you don't care. I mean, if that was the case, our former president should be under the jail right now for doing inappropriate things. There's several presidents that should be under the jail right now for doing inappropriate things for us dealing with interns or whatever. So
We had a
why
president build
is it
tunnels.
different for? Yeah, why is it different for? And I'm beating around the bush here a little bit, but why should it be done differently for these sports athletes besides that they're black? I think that's the issue right there, because no one says anything about baseball or hockey. It's mainly football and basketball.
I agree.
Yeah.
And with that, let's move on. Tyrese Gibson's ex-wife regrets the divorce, says her friends influenced her to do it. CJ, do we care?
No, another one, clout chasing. First off, what's her name? Exactly. Nobody knows what her name is, right? And sometimes it's just like leave that man alone, right? If you really regretted it, you would shut up and go over there and tell him directly, "Hey, I regret it. Let's try to work on this." That's just what grown-ups do in general. They admit their faults and they move forward. But if she's saying she regretted it and she's not doing anything about it, or for that matter, if Tyrese moved on, what's the point of even saying it? Go find another dark-skinned, bald black guy that's doing well. They're not hard to find. There's tons of them. I mean, she's not an ugly lady. It's just like you're trying to build up your Instagram. You're trying to write a book. You're trying to do all this other stuff. You're trying to be the next Jada Pinkett. So I'm like, no, I don't care. Put something else on my TV.
I think that's why people should care. The people around you might not always know what's best for your relationship, right? Because if you follow the actual story of it, right, the reason why Tyrese he found her because she was a nobody, right? She initially at first stayed out of all the spotlight, stayed out of everything, didn't want to be all that, right? So he brought her into the spotlight. And that's why, and everyone made jokes about him when he was crying, when he was going through the divorce, right?
Yeah.
To then just find out that I believe her when she says she regrets it, but she deserves everything she gets. Is she happy about that $20,000 that she's getting, right, in child support? Right? Clearly, she's not. Clearly, she deserves, and I'm happy that Tyrese, he has no intention of taking her back, because he's like, he's still confused as to why'd you break up our family, right? Because what, you had other people in your ear, and I think that's the difference between us normal people as opposed to high profile people, right? Like, he didn't want that high profile relationship having to deal
Right.
with somebody else who's
Absolutely.
exactly. So he elevated her to a platform where she should have never been at, right? And in a sense, because she had people who had never been at that same level that she was never at, who think, oh, she can get better. Like, she's not unattractive, but she's
But
not.
she's not Beyonce.
She's not a Beyonce. She's not actress level. She's not
She's not Kelly
entertainer
Rowland.
attractive by any stretch.
She's not Doja
She
Cat.
is she's just not entertainer attractive. So you're thinking Tyrese could not have been with somebody better than you. There's no allegations of him cheating. There's no allegations of him beating her. So because somebody else told you you could do better, and guess what? You can't, because you're old
Damn.
and you have
Yep.
two kids and you're not that attractive in
And
that
that's why I
world.
don't care.
You are a small fish in a very
Yes.
large pond of entertainers.
Yes.
That's what she is. And she came to realize that too late, right? And guess what? I hope Tyrese is doing a lot of damage out there. Oh, I hope he goes on a tour, right? And he's
He did get a
closing
really
his
good meme
door,
out of it.
because
What
like
do you
I
want
was
from
one of those people who
me?
made exactly
That's a
right.
good meme.
Exactly. There was a whole meme about it. People laughing at Tyrese because they're like, "Yo, why are you crying?" Right? Guess what? Because I can only imagine your wife divorcing you, because not because she doesn't love you, because her friends are telling you you apparently can do better. And he's like, I hate to use this word, bitch, I'm Tyrese. It's
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
like, is there what is actually so much better than me at this point? Like, so, yeah.
Okay, so we have one more
Hey,
with
bring it
Do We
in, bro.
Care?
I don't feel sorry for her, so it forces me not to care. I care about Tyrese, but we've already moved past it, so I'm gonna say I don't care.
All right, and the last for Do We Care? Will Smith is making a comeback. He has said since his altercation with Chris Rock, he has had a hard time. He has had a hard time finding work. So he is going to do a podcast where he will celebrate the accomplishments of 80s, 1980s old school rappers. Shake, do we care?
No, 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 not at all. Right? This is what both of them get. This is your downfall. This is what you get. First of all, I misread this topic. I thought he was going to come back with a rapping career,
So
and
did I. So did I.
I had pulled up 15 worst Will Smith bars of all time. I was going to start listing off. I'm like, there is no way under God's green earth he should be allowed. Like, people should start slapping him if he raps again, right? But secondly, right, like, you deserve this, Will. You clearly overreacted by somebody who don't love you. Like, she clearly doesn't. Like, well, she doesn't show it. And your career is basically ruined. Right, you were already ruining it with bad movies anyway, but it just got it got shot in the head when you slapped Chris Rock, who again made a bad joke. It's an objectively bad, not funny joke, a G.I. Jane joke. That movie came out in '92, the year I was born. G.I. Jane. So, like, his podcast is going to be what? Do you want to hear about how he felt when August Alsina was banging his wife in his house? Right when they both reached for the orange juice at the breakfast table, right? That like they like August Alsina was what? That's what you want to hear about? What do I need to hear about Will Smith?
Wow. CJ, I'm gonna ask for a little levity here. Can you do we care about Will Smith's career?
I can spin it another way, man. You know, as much crap as people give Will Smith, he's still a pioneer, right? So it's important that pioneers get back to what they originally what made them who they are, right? He was the Fresh Prince before he became the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was one of the main people that helped other rappers get into acting, right? And I think that's really important when you see someone like Andre 3000 saying, "Hey, I'm too old to rap. I don't have any value anymore." And then you see Will Smith go, "No, I'm not too old. I'm going to get back in there. And we're just going to talk about something a little bit different now that we're older." I think there's a gap in hip hop, and only my opinion. There's nothing factual that I have here, but I think there's a level of hip hop where they need to be able to be able to do covers, B, be able to go back and do tours of the old stuff, or C, be able to create new music based off the lifestyle that live right now. You look at rock and roll, and some of the artists that are around within the rock and roll community, like Ozzy Osbourne put out an album last year. Like, what does he have to sing about, right? But he has something to say, he has something to sing about. So Will Smith getting back to his roots of hip hop and putting out good music, especially if he has features from other big names, putting his son on there, putting Tyler Creator on there.
He's not rapping.
August on there. I think
he's doing
it's a good
podcast to celebrate 80s rappers and their contributions. He's not rapping anymore.
Right. So I think it still needs to shed light on it, though.
So we're going to give more of a platform to a man who's the Fresh Prince reboot was specifically designed to show all the negative traits about Will Smith, right? By the original writers of the Fresh Prince, right? That I forget her name. What is the original wife's name? Original Aunt Viv, right? Left the show because she could not stand him, right? That he has been.
She knew he was the industry plant. She knew that.
So
the show wasn't about her. It's about Will. So it's his show. So why are you mad?
Because he was an awful human being, right? And how he's gone on a 10-year run.
So how many awful human beings are out there that are in the industry that are
I'm not finished. I'm not finished. I'm not
Jared
finished.
Leto, right?
Well, hold up. Not finished, right? I'm not finished. That he's gone on a 10-year run of terrible movies, right? So his career has been on a lifeline. Yeah, if you actually look at it,
every movie for the past decade, you're saying
basically he has been a box office disaster, right? For the better part, he was on a 10-year run of box office greats, and then he had been on a 10-year disaster class. Like Pursuit of Happiness came out like 10 years ago.
Bright was pretty solid.
King
Richard was pretty solid.
No. His performance in King Richard is a bad movie. His performance is not bad. And guess what? He ruins it by slapping.
Yeah. That is a movie I would have seen had he not done that.
He was solid in Concussion.
To the point where people forget he was being honored that day. He won the award, and people forget that Oscars is more about the slap than him winning the award for his performance in a terrible movie.
You didn't say nothing about the slap. You talked about his movies, right? And I just named off some movies that weren't bad. They're pretty solid. He didn't have a 10-year
Yeah, but
run
they're
from,
not.
2013 to
I said box
2022.
office disasters. Box office
No, they
disasters.
weren't.
He's been box office
Bright wasn't a
disasters.
box office disaster.
Yes,
King
it is.
Richard
Yes, it
wasn't a
is because
box
you.
office disaster.
Hold on,
Bad
hold on,
Boys,
hold on. Yes, it
Suicide
is.
Squad,
Yes, it is.
Concussion, Focus.
Okay, as
Those
the
weren't
moderator, I
disasters.
get to jump in here. This is so beautiful. So, CJ, do we care? That's the question. Do you care? He's trying to make this comeback. He's doing it with the podcast. Do we care?
Well, I'm seeing I chose the side. Like technically I don't care, but because I chose the side to go against it, I'm going to say yes, I do care. because he's shedding light on the old school rappers. Big Daddy Kane's going to come out. There's going to be a lot of good that comes out from this, and I think the OGs need to step up.
And Shake.
I care to see his career die.
Well, there we have it.
I have been a Will Smith hater since the beginning.
Sound like it.
Oh my God. All right, we're going to move on to our last topic, and we're bringing back King of Petty. So, a husband realizes that the relationship is over, the marriage is over. So to save his assets, or in a way that he felt he could save his assets, he stopped paying all the bills, thinking if I do this, well, there's nothing to split because we won't have anything.
I like the idea, buddy, but that's not how it works, right? Like I get the attempt was there, my friend. Like I get it, right? Like you had me in the first half, right? But then the realization if that's not how the legal system works, right? You'll just be saddled with the debt and still have to pay her some money, right? Is even funnier. But like I get it, right? Like why am I gonna like? He's like, well, if we're not divorced, why am I paying? If we're not gonna work to be together, why am I paying for you? Like I get the first level thinking of like, caveman. Wife no love me no more. Me no take care of her. Me no pay bills, right? Teach her. Right? I get the caveman thinking without thinking like you still have ramifications of like, guess what? You need a place to live, right? You need all this extra stuff. So like, I'm with the pettiness. I'm with it. I'm with the first level pettiness.
I like the petty. What? Okay, CJ, is this petty or is this warranted?
It's pretty daggone petty because it's going to hurt you as a guy that's experienced with that. It's not going to do nothing but hurt yourself. If you want to be petty, take all the spoons out of the drawer. You know, to me that's petty. Put all the towels in the bathtub and get them all wet. You know, turn off the water valve, something stupid like that. But I don't think not paying the bills is a way to get even because it's only going to hurt you. Take a lot of stuff out your name or something like that. Put sugar in the gas tank. Cool, but nothing to just really damage your credit score because you're going to need that credit score. It took me quite some time to rebuild my credit, and that credit score is very, very important for his next move. So I wouldn't do that.
Like, I guess
I'm sorry, but you listed off a lot of petty there. Is there something you want to tell us?
No, I know how to be petty, you know, and I don't think not paying your bills is something that's petty. Ask my wife. I don't want to admit that I'm petty, but I can be a very petty person. And I was like, all right, cool, that's what's up. You got it. When it's your turn, and you need something from me, just know that I don't got it. All right. So
I think you crossed over petty when you said sugar in the gas tank. There's petty. You cross into vengeance the moment you pour sugar in a gas tank.
Well, if I pay for it and I don't want you to use it, I can do what I want to, you know. Especially if the car's paid for. So
again, I'm not against it. I just think you cross into vengeance. I just think I think you're misconstruing. Like everything else was petty, right? Like change the water bill out of your name, right? Like do some things like that. Remove all the spoons, right? You just stop doing the little things. That's petty. Sugar in the gas tank, vengeful, right? That's getting close to cutting the brake lines. Like, oh, I'm just being petty. Like, oh, you got a massive car accident,
so
right? Like,
like that's not like brake line is dangerous, right? But sugar, not so much.
Sugar in the gas tank, like
it's annoying. It's annoying.
Oh, what? So someone brought it like, what if she makes more money than you? I don't know who brought it up in chat.
That
First
was the
of all,
realist.
you're a fool, right? If you're married as a man, married to your woman who makes more money than you, right? And somehow you're the one still paying all the bills.
Oh,
how did you? Let me finish. That's what I'm saying.
You got bamboozled.
How did you get there?
You got
how
bamboozled. Facts.
You got how? First of all, right? Because if my lady, let's say I'm married, right, and she makes significant money, I have no problem being a stay-at-home dad. None whatsoever. Go ahead, have your
I'll
career.
marry Oprah.
You want to work? Sure, no problem. I'll take the little kids to soccer practice, practice, all that shit. I'll stay home and spend the money. Make sure the house is looking nice. So, like, that's not happening, that she makes more money. That's why he did it that way. He thought he was trying to hide his assets from her. First of all, there's far better ways to hide your assets.
There's just a better way to do things, man. You know, take all the socks, you know, do dumb stuff like that.
I must say, I'm surprised he didn't say throw a Molotov cocktail at her. That would be petty.
You know, in the bathroom, put coffee grounds on the floor, you know.
Coffee ground? Wow.
Yeah, so because like they're hard to sweep up.
With me.
So they're hard to sweep up, right? So when you like, even once you sweep it up, you get out of the shower and you put your feet on the ground. No matter how much you sweep it up, there's still going to be some coffee grounds stuck to the bottom of your feet.
What's wrong with you? Like, how bad was that first divorce?
No,
that house must have been miserable.
No, like, here it is again. I got custody of my two sons, so
beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
Clearly, that house was war. That house was probably worse than Iraq.
You got to play the long game. You got to play the long game. You got to know how to play the long game, bro.
Dude, I don't want you ever to be upset with me. Okay, so yeah, before he gets upset with me, we're going to go ahead and call it. And look at here, we have a 21 to 21 tie.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You didn't know you could vote for yourself? I have voted for you several times.
Yeah,
I don't keep the stream open.
I voted for you also.
Okay, because Hero got mad one time. He's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Bro, if you check the chat, I vote for you all the time." Right?
Yeah, you're supposed to. But thank you all for being here. I had a lot of fun again.
That was fun.
I'm going to stop calling CJ a guest host and try to convince him to become a regular. We really enjoy you being here.
I appreciate it.
Pikmin, there is no host for, so that's just not going to work. And CJ, would you like to say any goodbyes?
Hey, I appreciate hanging out with you guys. It's a pleasure to actually interact with you one on two, three, whatever weird thing we got here. I appreciate talking to you in person, Shake. And yeah, you guys can catch me 9 a.m. tomorrow's Mental Health Wednesday, talking about mental health on my channel. So if you're into that type of stuff and want to move side with me, we'll be doing that on my channel. MD Soul Everything, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on it's MD Soul TV on YouTube. But again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and thanks for having me here. I really enjoyed myself as always. You've been a wonderful host, Icon, man. Thanks, big bro.
That's a very odd statement. Sorry, not your yay for mental health. I don't know, like, nothing against mental health, but like to say yay mental health, like, nothing. It's a weird way to say it.
I back that comment for obvious
I don't want nobody to commit suicide. Take care of your mental health.
That's a better comment than yay mental health. It's like,
yay mental health.
No, I'm joking. All I gotta say before I head out is I'm waiting for that first paycheck. The talent is getting restless. Management has promised us pay, and we've not been compensated. We're going on strike like the actors.
with HR. Robotech.
Well, that's